So change sounds simple in theory. You see a better way, you suggest a smarter workflow, but in reality, making a real change, especially across teams, is one of the toughest challenges you'll ever face. It's not because people don't want to improve. It's because organizations are built on years of habits, shortcuts, and survival tactics. And those patterns aren't easy to break.
Even when teams want to change, they rarely move together. One group pushes ahead, another group hesitates for the change, and another stays focused on today's deadlines no matter what. Without a shared structure, the old habits pulls everyone back. You know how it goes. You kick off with big energy, big plans, and then little by little, the momentum fades, things slow down, and before you know it, frustration starts creeping in.
And often, the real problem isn't just different tools, it's different priorities. The design team is focused on drawings, the construction team is chasing coordination deadlines, the FM team is thinking about asset data, the owner is thinking about long-term operations, but often disconnected from project milestones, and makes most of the changes when it's too late. Everyone is pushing towards their own goals, but very few are moving together toward the same outcome.
And the problem gets even bigger when systems don't align. I remember working on a project where we shared models through a CD, but approvals were still happening over email. So we had two systems running at the same times and two different versions of what was supposed to be the right. And we ended up with a lot of confusions, missed approvals, and unnecessary blame. So without a shared agreement on what good looks like, even the best teams start pulling in different directions.
Yeah, I've seen this happen firsthand. When I was first leading BIM workflows, I believe the challenge was mostly technical. And I thought that if I wrote a clearer, maybe a shorter, even a one-pager BIM execution plan, I thought people would read it, then they would follow it. Boy, was I wrong. Nobody was reading the BIM execution plan. And we actually took a long time, but we realized that this wasn't just a problem with my BIM execution plan. It was actually an issue, the same issue, with nearly every document on a project. The project brief, buried in someone's inbox, never to be seen again. The contract agreement, ignored until someone needed a scapegoat. The compliance certificates, they were only chased down when the client refused to make final payment. And the handover certificates were scrambled for just the night before the practical completion of the project. It wasn't just the BIM problem. It wasn't just my BIM execution plan. It was every document, every approval, every communication, and every flow across the project. And these processes were all driven with emails, PDFs, informal approvals, a whole bunch of disconnected tools using Word documents and Excel spreadsheets, not a database insight. And I remember realizing it's not the people, it's the system that has a challenge. It's a system that we can actually help to integrate and make an improvement for.
Yeah, I guess that's a familiar path for many digital leaders today. You might start as the technical person, the one everyone calls when their files won't open or their email stop working. You solve the small problems first. You help make projects run smoother. Then one day, someone hands you the challenge for implementing BIM. You are good with systems. Can you sort this out? And that's where real leadership starts. Many of today's digital leaders began exactly like that. Not hired to lead the change, but becoming essential because they could see where the problems were and where the solutions could be.
But here's the reality. Good ideas alone aren't enough. Without a connected process, practical training, and the leadership backing, the old ways remain strong and are tough to overcome. We have seen it happen. New workflows launched with energy only to quietly disappear 6 months later under the pressure of deadlines and old habits. Real change needs more than a workshop or a guide. It needs the structure and support to survive real project pressures.
Yep, and that's why we're bringing and building something stronger here. Not just new processes, but real support to make it stick. It's about giving you the strategy to drive real lasting change, a connected process, a practical training plan, and a business case that leadership can get behind. In the next sections, we'll break down exactly how to build each of these three pieces and how to turn your efforts into real lasting transformation. Let's get to it.